Hey there, and thanks for joining me in the park. I hope you're well. And we're also joined by some parakeets in the trees, so if you hear any squeaking noises, it's them. So I want to talk about your power today, and you being in your power, being free to create the best life imagined. And there's a key word there, isn't there? Imagine. Did you know that you have the power and have the choice to create your life using your imagination? So how is your world today? I hope it's good. Are you watching the thoughts? Are you observing what's going on within and around you? Are you seeing when your feelings drop and raise and how that affects the world around you? So each person is complex, multifaceted individual, right? But when we observe ourselves from the highest place, like a bird's eye view of all that's going on within, we come from a point of presence. And it takes will and focus to do this, and I've been there. I understand your journey. Really, I do. It can feel laborious, right? But I promise you, being the watcher of you is the beginning to improving your life. And I'm not saying that you should constantly watch. That's just not living at all. But just stay present as much as possible. Make it a game. Go fishing. Stay present in your body and look for the thoughts. Which begs the question, why do this? And how do we do this? Well, that's the science part. So, what is the conscious mind? It's awareness of your surroundings, your current thoughts, your emotions, the physical sensations in your body, whether you're hungry, whether you're tired, and so on and so on. And the subconscious mind holds memories, beliefs, fears, experiences of reality which are subjective. It holds information that is below your current awareness. It is so powerful that without your awareness, it can steer the course of your life. It's pretty much controlling every move you make. So, with this in mind, isn't it in our best interest to choose our thoughts effectively, of course? Because your thoughts, both conscious and unconscious, are creating your current experience, including your level of success in every area of your life. From your career, finances, love life, relationships, happiness. So, how do we unlock the subconscious mind power with the laws of the universe? So basically, the law of attraction says what you think about, talk about, believe strongly about, feel intensely about, you will bring it into your life. Our thoughts have power over our lives, and as such, it's probably a good idea to be intentional about the thoughts you put out there. I mean, if you have specific career or financial goals, focus your thoughts on achieving that goal and having those come into your life. Which brings us to the point of this video. It's the importance of repetition. Watching your thoughts is a powerful way to help you clean out the clutter of your mind and accept better intentional thoughts I mean, I've always loved meditation. I've done it for years, every day. People just assumed it was me having a nap, but it felt so good, and it feels good being in the stillness of thought. It's not escapism, it's being with yourself in the most natural, amazing way, like feeling who you are. I feel real freedom from those thoughts and the emotions, and they were creating this resistance in my body. It was pretty stressful and exhausting living from that perspective. Just got a dog. Before meditation, I had to manage my life. But now I ride on life's waves. I can understand them. So we're thinking, aren't we? And then a thought pops in, and then bam, before we know it, what's happened? We're just carrying on with our day. We're pulled into a story which goes on to create the feeling, and then we emit the vibration to the like energy, as if we're like this beacon, and we're putting it out to the universe, going, here you go, universe, here's what I'm thinking about, I'm feeling about. So I want more of this, please. And the universe is like, yeah, here you go, here's some stuff that you're thinking about, worried about, here's some more of it. So instead of that, choose to consider the thought and not to get involved. Rather than internalizing the thought, say, thanks, but no thanks. I'll choose, or I'll decide on a different thought, one that empowers me, one that makes me feel good in my body. You know those feelings. I mean, what makes you feel inspired? What makes you feel passion? I mean, maybe you're not connected to your passion. I used to search for my passion. I mean, it wasn't until I started to practice new thoughts in the direction I wanted to go, and switching from my default of lack and insecurity and not enoughness to feeling abundance and prosperity. Consciously choosing that. And that's my birthright. That is my true state. I visualized my best life, and I felt the empowerment and confidence in myself. And then I found my passion. But it was for myself. I found a thirst for my life. Now, one thing that spiritual gurus and motivational self-development coaches say is that your alignment is everything. And while that's true, I believe that before you're creating your alignment, you've got to understand that you're walking through your day with the appropriate thoughts. So, like, what thoughts are you putting into your body? Just like fast food. Look at that negative thought and say, no thanks, and go for the healthy choice instead. But to get a healthy body, you need to keep putting in the healthy food, right? And move away with freedom of choice from the unsupportive food. I mean, what's the point in allowing unsupportive thoughts in and covering them over with supportive ones? You've got to know what you're allowing in. So for a healthy mind and life, move away from the unhealthy supportive thought and go for the thought that allows you to feel real love and happiness. Reprogram your subconscious with supportive, loving, inspiring thoughts. And do that first, which will lead to the great feelings. It's a process of elimination and seeing the truth. And it's a process, and it takes time. But be gentle with yourself. Philosopher and psychologist William James said, you are depositing an image in the treasury of your subconscious mind. And when that happens, it will attract itself into your reality. He was considered to be the leading thinker of the late 19th century, and he believed in the connection between mind and body, where external behaviours were reflective of internal states. Ergo, catch the unhelpful thoughts. Impress the new thought into the subconscious. Think of a car revving its engine. Yeah? It's gearing up, and then you'll naturally move towards what you want. Think of the car burning off in the direction of the desire. Just writing down loving and supportive thoughts, motivating thoughts for 10 minutes a day helps this flow, helps you get out of that repetitive cycle of just not enoughness. I can't do this. I should do this, So let me tell you why it's important to repeat the fantasy of your best life every day for 30 days. Let's start the scientific research on this. The scientists at NASA wanted to see how astronauts would respond to disorientation that they would experience in outer space. So they had a group of 10 astronauts in training wearing concave goggles for 30 days. They had to wear them 24 hours a day, even when they were sleeping and showering, and these goggles made the astronauts' world, or anybody's world, appear upside down and backwards. So I can imagine that being pretty tricky, trying to function all day when everything appears upside down and backwards. So if you were to shake my hand, you'd be reaching up to the right instead of out to the left. Really strange. So NASA wanted to see how they would react to long periods of this disorientation, such as dealing with weightlessness in outer space. Would they become hostile? Would they become irritable? Would they get sick? Would they lose their appetites? Would they be able to sleep? Sleeping with goggles on. So because of this experiment, they discovered something that no one had predicted. Somewhere between the 25th and the 30th day, every single astronaut's brain flipped this upside down image right side up again. Their brains had actually created new neural pathways that could operate more effectively. I mean, suffice to say, it was an amazing discovery. But here's the point. In another experiment, they took another group of astronauts and repeated the experiment, but with one change. On day 15, they had half of the astronauts take their concave goggles off for one day and then put them back on the next day. And for these astronauts, it took them another 25 to 30 days before their brains flipped the image right side up again. This experiment led to what some scientists call the 30-day principle. It takes 30 days in a row to rewire the brain, to change an old habit of thought, to change a belief or install a new pattern of behaviour, to reprogram the part of the brain which mediates this behaviour. It's called the reticular system. This is why it's so important to use your will and focus to picture what you want for 30 days without interruption. Not all day, just 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Instead of focusing on what you don't want, this discipline of not being aware of what you're talking and thinking about all day is so key. But it must be done consistently to take root. Visualizing can take a little practice, but you're born a creative being. You are creating right now through your thoughts and feelings. They emit your vibration. You just might not understand that you're doing it right now. You're always creating your reality in every moment. That's why the only time is now. because you're choosing what your thoughts you want to manifest into your life in the next moment, and then the next moment, and then the next moment. So all that's standing in the way for you living your best life is the belief in yourself that you can do it. What you find difficult, you can do easily. When you practice visualization and using repetition of supportive, life-affirming thoughts. That's a bit of a mouthful to say. So don't worry about how you're going to do it. You always see the way forward when you get there. For every task, every goal, it's like, okay, do this next. Because plans change, you know? And you'll do this without hesitation. It will feel right, it'll feel easy and normal and probably exciting. You'll be revved up with your energy, you'll be plugged in, ready to go. Another crucial point to this, all this, when you dream and visualize your best life imagined, you're creating the new you, you're creating the person who you want to be. And it's all being pulled in your subconscious. Your dream of what your new life looks like is harvesting the new you into being. So it's about who you are in this new life. It's a new imagined life. A new person is a transformative, expansive, exhilarating, happy life because you are pure, beautiful energy at your core. It's you. And the potential of you that is so vast and powerful. You are unique. You're special. And it might seem a little trite that I would say that in a video, potentially going out to an audience. But as you are here watching this video, then a spark within you has resonated with this message. And that has the potential to bloom. So let it have a chance to express itself. Allow it the expression to make your life more fulfilling and rewarding. If you recognize that the old way of trying and struggle just isn't working for you anymore, you'd be right. The conventional ways of doing things don't suit you anymore. It's now time to try something perfectly different. Repeat better thoughts about yourself. You are a wonderful energy being, so begin telling yourself that. I wish for you to experience a profound peace of being. I'll hold this vision for you until you believe it for yourself. I send you many, many blessings.